Viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Abby Johnson, and I spent 8 years working for Planned Parenthood, but today I'm a pro-life activist.
Seriously?
I truly believed I was helping women, but things drastically changed in 2009. In April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award and invited to their annual gala where they present the Margaret Sanger Award, named for their founder. And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics.
The eyes are open, the mouth moves, but Mr. Brain has long since departed.
Oh God, pro-life and believes abortion clinics are practicing eugenics. I didn't have a cock of the month for August, but I do now. What's up everybody, I'm Mr. G. Well, August has been and gone, which means it's time to dish out my award to the biggest twat of the month. Despite a number of candidates rearing their ugly heads, one name floated above all the others, and that was Abby Johnson. In case you don't know who Johnson is, she's an anti-abortionist activist, pro-lifer, anti-feminist, Republican and all-out Trump supporter. The reason she came on my radar was because a story broke about her recent Twitter conversation. Here's another one. I would support bringing back household voting. How anti-feminist of me. What's household voting? Each household would get one vote. Interesting idea. But what happens when husband is a Republican and his wife is a Democrat, or vice versa? Then they would have to decide on one vote. In a godly household, the husband would get the final say. Household voting was never such a thing, because in a system it would be totally unfair. And secondly, men should not automatically have a deciding vote because of their gender. From these tweets you can clearly see that she's a Bible-bashing evangelist who is playing the tune of the Trump administration. Speaking of the Trump administration, Johnson gave a speech at the Republican National Convention where she gave her views on anti-abortion and why everyone should be voting for Donald Trump in November. Of course, her speech was full of so many untruths that experts are finding ways of debunking her argument.
My name is Abby Johnson, and I spent 8 years working for Planned Parenthood, but today I'm a pro-life activist.
You just know when someone says they are a pro-life activist, you know that they are only going to care about unborn children and not anything else once that child is born. They will happily shove that child in care in an unwanted pregnancy, whether it's in the best interest of that child or not. Unfortunately, pro-lifers don't believe in choice when it comes to unborn children. To them, the argument is black and white. To them, abortion is murder and should be outlawed in a modern society. They don't see that every case is not the same.
When I was in college, Planned Parenthood approached me at a volunteer fair. They talked about helping women in crisis and their commitment to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare. I was convinced to volunteer and later offered a full-time job as a medical assistant before my promotion to director of the clinic. I truly believed I was helping women, but things drastically changed in 2009. In April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award and invited to their annual gala where they present the Margaret Sanger Award, named for their founder. And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics. Her goal when founding Planned Parenthood was to eradicate the minority population. Today, almost 80% of Planned Parenthood abortion facilities are strategically located in minority neighborhoods.
Abortions are not being carried out to wipe out the other races. It's got nothing to do with eugenics. The reason why there are more abortion cases in the minority population is because a lot of those families are poor and cannot raise their children on their current incomes. Women of greater means had an abortion rate of 6 per 1,000 in 2014, 1/6 of the women on the poverty line. So her saying that abortion clinics are there to wipe out non-whites is totally unfounded.
And every year, Planned Parenthood celebrates its racist roots by presenting the Margaret Sanger Award.
The Margaret Sanger Award does not have racist roots. It's given out to individuals who've been recognised for excellence and leadership in reproductive and the health movement. Where the hell she gets this idea that this is some form of racist award?
Later in August, my supervisor assigned me a new quota to meet, an abortion quota. I was expected to sell double the abortions performed the previous year. When I pushed back, underscoring Planned Parenthood's public-facing goal of decreasing abortions, I was reprimanded and told abortion is how we make our money.
Again, another lie, as the reasons why she was reprimanded came to light in a recent court case where witnesses said she was seen to be removing items from the clinic and falsifying documents, and not, as she claimed, not making the quotas for that year.
But the tipping point came a month later when a physician asked me to assist with an ultrasound-guided abortion. Nothing prepared me for what I saw on the screen. An unborn baby fighting back, desperate to move away from the suction. And I'll never forget what the doctor said next. "Beam me up, Scotty."
Sorry, but no fetus can move away from any abortion instrument. It is impossible, and scientists have already debunked this after she made that claim in a Netflix film, Unplanned. Also, if unborn children moved away from ultrasound, no ultrasounds would ever take place. Again, what's interesting, from the court case, there are no records of Abby Johnson being present at any abortion on that day, and the woman in question was in fact 6 weeks into her pregnancy. Abby Johnson claims that the reason for this discrepancy was because of the clinic's bad record keeping, and also that the records had been doctored.
The last thing I saw was a spine twirling around in the mother's womb before succumbing to the force of the suction.
Considering you've lied about everything else so far, I'm kind of doubting the validity of your story.
I don't believe you.
On October 6th, I left the clinic.
I think the phrase you're looking at is fired from the clinic.
Looking back only to remember why I now advocate so passionately for life. I founded and currently run And Then There Were None, a nonprofit organization that's helped nearly 600 abortion workers transition out of the industry. For most people who consider themselves pro-life, abortion is abstract. They can't even conceive of the barbarity. They don't know about the products of conception room and abortion clinics where infant corpses are pieced back together.
I don't think after an abortion, corpses are pieced back together. What is this? Some kind of sick Frankenstein experiment?
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
After abortions, depending on the clinic, remains are either incinerated, buried, or in some cases sadly thrown into trash cans. To say that they are pieced back together is far-fetched.
To ensure nothing remains in the mother's wombs, or that we joked and called it the pieces of children room. You see, for me, abortion is real. I know what it sounds like. I know what abortion smells like. Did you know abortion even had a smell?
According to a medical expert who posted in a tweet, it doesn't. I was an abortion provider. No smell. Looks like you've been busted.
I've been the perpetrator to these babies, to these women. And I now support President Trump because he has done more for the unborn than any other president.
Yeah, if Trump is so pro-life, can please someone explain to me the 180,000 dead on his watch because of his ineptitude to fight the coronavirus, or the fact that children are being separated from their families and put in cages on the Mexican border?
During his first month in office, he banned federal funds for global health groups that promote abortion.
That's not a good idea. If pro-lifers got their way and all official clinics were closed down, women would turn to the back alley clinics and probably endanger their lives in doing so.
That same year, he overturned an Obama-Biden rule that allowed government subsidy of abortion. He appointed a record number of pro-life judges, including 2 Supreme Court justices. And importantly, he announced a new rule protecting the rights of healthcare workers objecting to abortion, many of whom I work with every day. Life is a core tenet of who we are as Americans. And this election is a choice between 2 radical anti-life activists and the most pro-life president we have ever had.
Sorry, the only life Trump is pro about is his own.
Life is great. Life is great. I had probably the greatest life that any human being has ever had. And I am pro-life because I believe that my life is important above anyone else's in the entire world.
That's something that should compel you to action. Go door to door, make calls, talk to your neighbors and friends, and vote on November 3rd. Take action that reelects our president, and do it with our very most vulnerable Americans in mind, the ones who haven't been born yet.
Not today, thank you. The problem with anti-abortionists is they don't see the bigger picture. There are some cases that without abortion, a pregnancy could lead to the death of the mother. Isn't her life just as important? They bang on about being pro-life, but it seems some lives are more important than others. Since she made her claims at the RNC, a lot of experts have come out and said everything in her speech was totally untrue. But that doesn't really surprise me, because it seems the Republican Trump administration is built on a constant fabrication to get across their points of view. So that's August cock of the month, which means it's time for the jingle.
Fuck you very, very much. 'Cause we hate what you do, and we hate your whole crew, so please don't stay inside.
So what do you think to Abby Johnson? Do you think she is wrong and is in fact a liar to try and force her agenda across? Or do you side with her about anti-abortion? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and also share it on social media to help my channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section, and if you're new to my channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.